I just want to pop in here. We got some crazy news from Helldivers, and I just wanted to talk about it. I recorded a video yesterday when we were on live stream, and I was actually editing a thumbnail for it. And I went to log into Helldivers to get a couple of screenshots because I had some concerns, and I'm still going to release that as like a standalone video because I think they're still valid concerns that we do need to talk about. But what is awesome is that the the developers over at Arrowhead, which are the makers of Helldivers, have already responded, and it's pretty crazy and it's pretty amazing. So I just actually want to read this statement to everybody. Season's greetings, Helldivers. We're here to talk about our crossover with Killzone, which added new premium items to the Superstore. And I just want to say, if you're just tuning in and you don't know what I'm talking about, you maybe just watch this channel. This is pertinent for everybody who plays games, okay? So there's some important info here. So as this was our first crossover offering, we've been listening to the response, and the feedback we received from our community surveys is that crossover content is high on your wish list, which is absolutely true. Mr. Me was talking about this yesterday. He'd love to see a bolter, which is a Warhammer thing. And yeah, I think that's absolutely true. At the same time, some of you are not happy with the prices of the items, and we will revisit this. 1000%. That's what we were talking about yesterday. First of all, they added weapons. There's more armor that had a unique buff that we can't get anywhere else. And it's like, are we paying to win now? What's going on here? And also the prices being 4 times. I said 3, and I think it ended up being 4 times what we would normally pay for all of this stuff. So kind of crazy there. So they've heard it. Many of you were also concerned with items that wouldn't be in rotation for long enough, and there was a bit of concern around how these items exist outside of our usual War Bond releases, which are always themed in our own universe. So again, this is something that all games do. Elder Scrolls Online does this crazy, right? Where they make a false scarcity, right? You can only buy this item for a limited time, and it creates this false sense of scarcity. You either get it now or you can't get it, which is only true to some degree. If you're what they would consider a whale, if you're somebody who spends a bunch of money, typically these game companies, if you put in a ticket, they'll sell you anything anytime. But you got to be a whale. You got to be someone who spends a lot of money, and that's their wording, not mine, by the way. Because of all this, in partnership with our friends at Gorilla, and as we're in the season of holiday cheer, we've decided to offer a gift to all players. First, we are gifting everyone the planned second set of Helldivers X Killzone collaboration items today, free of charge. So this is what I logged in to see, is we got this really cool looking armor. I don't play Killzone. I'm not even familiar with the IP. And then we also got multiple rifles, a cape, and then you get this little backdrop, the Defender of our Dream, which the Defender of our Dream is really cool. It's these guys saying that, like, hey, they wanted to make games, and this one blew up. And yes, they've been making games, but this changes things for them, right? This is the fulfillment of their dreams of being able to independently make games and make the games that are good, that they want to make, without having to worry about corporate overlords. It's amazing. It's so awesome that they did this. So they've gifted. So I logged in to take screenshots, and it was popping up on my screen that I was getting each one of these items, and I was like, what is going on? Which is really cool because I want to use this accelerator rifle. We're going to try it out here in a second. But really cool. Yeah, so as such, we're going to extend the duration of the items currently in the Superstore from 5 to 10 days. Again, relieving some of that FOMO so that everybody has a chance to get a hold of it without missing out. It also, they haven't said this, but I have observed, not with the Illuminates, but in some of the other, unless I just got incredibly lucky, that they've also made the currency that you could either buy it with real dollars, or you can get it in game, and they've made it more plentiful in game, at least in the short term. I don't know if they plan on keeping it that way. I don't know if it's to help people be able to farm for this or whatever, but it's been really cool that they've done that. So we're also investigating solutions of how we can bring these items back permanently in the future. The WASP stratagem will be available for all of you to unlock via major order shortly. It was an item we tried out yesterday, which is separate from all of this stuff, just a typical in-game item that how they would kind of more or less typically add things. A little unusual, but still kind of a normal part, not like something you're buying in the cash shops. We hope that you have a great holiday period and continue to enjoy spreading democracy and omens of tyranny. So Merry Christmas, Airhead Game Studios and Gorilla. I think this is amazing, and this goes back, I've actually did a whole video on this that, like, a few hundred people saw. So most of you probably haven't seen it. I might revisit it and talk about it some more in the future. Maybe see if I can communicate the same thing in a better way. But the things that you need to know about a game company, the things you need to know about any game are really only a couple of things. It has nothing to do with the actual game. You need to know about the game company, what their philosophy is, and then if anything has changed recently with the game company, if they've swapped out heads. And this is just a great example of that, where I have concerns, I've had concerns, and mentioning them, and it's just awesome to see that a game company, this took less than 24 hours. Okay, now imagine your favorite game, right? Or games you played that were your favorite in the past, and how when this stuff has come up, what have they done? And every game that I can think of, they just completely ignore customer feedback, and they keep doing what they're doing. They sell things for outrageous prices. They do things where gotcha mechanics and what have you, and I just love to see it. Now, I've got Mr. Me here. I think he might be back. He was AFK for a second. Mr. Me, you there, man?
I'm here.
Dude, can you tell me what you think about this? Because we were chatting about this yesterday. Obviously, this is amazing, but I'd love to hear your thoughts, man.
I mean, I logged on, and then I get greeted with the major order completed thing, but I was confused because I was given an SMG. And I was like, oh man, more bullets to spread democracy with. And then I clicked, and then I was given the sniper rifle. And then I clicked again, I was given the armors and all the other stuff. So I was very, very happy that we were blessed with such things.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome, man. The armor, for anybody who doesn't know, is a new armor. It gives these acclimated, and it's 50% resistance to fire, gas, acid, and electrical damage. There are armor sets that will give you 90%, but only with one of these. So this is like a catch-all, and it looks freaking cool, especially the head on this thing.